Thinking back on the last year and the work of the Ethics and Religious Liberty Commission, I'm reminded about a story the late Johnny Cash once told. Cash said that often people would come up to him after a concert and say something along the lines of, "My father was in prison with you." Cash would smile because he knew that he'd never done prison time, but he would just ask, "Well, how's your daddy doing?" The Cash prison story just felt real. It felt authentic to these people because his lyrics sounded like someone who had been there on the other side of the law, stuck in Folsom Prison listening to the sound of faraway trains. But of course, there's a big difference between songs about jail and life in jail, between singing like an outlaw and actually being one. As Baptists, our faith is a jailhouse religion, carried to us by heroes who were often outlaws: Paul of Tarsus, Thomas Helwys, John Bunyan, Roger Williams, Isaac Backus, John Leland, Martin Luther King. Many of them went straight from the baptistry to the jail cell to the great cloud of witnesses in the sky. We are their sons and we are their daughters, and we stand here again on the wrong side of history, right where we started. Your ERLC has been working hard this year with a two-pronged strategy. We want to speak up with a word of witness in the public square, and we want to equip churches to have a word to witness about. In short, I want to keep our people out of jail and to help make them willing to go. That's what's led us to file over the last year dozens of briefs on issues of biblical ethics in courts around the country. That's why, when one of the most ignorant and willfully deceitful public relations campaigns was waged against the religious freedom legislation in Indiana, we fought back. That's why we refused to cower when one mayor had the audacity to subpoena sermons. Religious liberty was purchased with the blood and toil of our Baptist forefathers, and we will not see it bartered away at the hands of corporate bullies or government bureaucrats. Over this last year, we've met with candidates for office. We've fought for legislation that promotes life and family and the common good. We've stood for marriage. We've launched an office for international religious freedom in the Middle East, hosted thousands of Christians at ERLC conferences and events, provided resources to protect and equip Christians and churches to engage as faithful gospel people in this ever-changing culture. We must work to preserve religious liberty. As Baptists, we bear a responsibility for the rest of the body of Christ to do so. We're those who are the conservators of a freedom of conscience, of a free church in a free state. There's too much at stake for the advancement of the gospel for it to go, and there was too much paid for in blood for it to go. But there's one thing worse than going to jail for your faith, and that's having a faith that is too safe to jail. That's why we stand, and that's why we speak. As your Ethics and Religious Liberty Commission, we are here for you, and we count it a privilege to serve you.